Next, we're going to bring on Chrissy Ray. And Chrissy, I'm going to let her in now. She was with us on Monday. So we are welcoming back Chrissy, and we're so excited to have her back on. So Chrissy Ray is the owner of Pongos, and Pongos is a community center for all things STEAM. It's located up in Crofton, Maryland, and they offer clubs, camps, classes, birthday parties, enrichment programs for grades pre-K through 8. Younger kids can enjoy some indoor play in a really fun area, which is known as the Little Learners Lab. And adults too, there's plenty of things for you to do as well, including classes and special events. And as I said before, Chrissy was with us on Monday, and she was demonstrating how to code, and it was so cool. So if you missed that video, definitely check it out. It's on our website. So a big welcome back, Chrissy. Thank you so much for joining us again. And I'm really excited to experience your YouTube Stars program.
Thank you very much. So we do have a YouTube Stars program. We offer it at our office on Wednesday nights. It's 5:30 to 6:30, and kids come in and they learn how to make videos using computers, tablets, smartphones, cameras. We've got all kinds of equipment they can use there. And we also do stop motion animation. So really anything that can go on YouTube, we teach the kids how to make. And one of the first things that we usually do when we're working with kids to make YouTube videos is we talk about the importance of planning the videos. So it's one thing to sit down and just start making a video. And that's what most of the kids really want to do. They want to just sit down or stand and sit at a computer and just start making a video because they know what they're going to do. But the problem is a lot of times they sort of think they know what they're going to do, but then as soon as they sit down, they're sort of stumbling and trying to figure out what they want to do. So that's why I said for this activity, get some paper and pencil out. And the first thing that I want you to do before you make any videos is I want you to at least write down the name of the video, what you're going to put as the title when you post it on YouTube. What is the title going to be for your video? I also want you to write down who the audience is going to be for the video, who's going to be watching the video. Even if you don't know how to change your video to make a difference with that, it's important to know who you're making the video for. So I want you to write that down. The next thing I want you to do is write down a description of what's going to be in the video. So in this example that I'm going to show you tonight, we are going to make a video. And originally it was going to be a smartphone video, but I apologize. I changed it because I left my tablet at the office. So we're going to do a computer-based video tonight. So I would write down, if I was planning out my video for tonight, I would write down that I'm going to do a tutorial of how to use keyboard shortcuts in Minecraft, which is what I'm going to actually show you how to do tonight. So you want to write all these things down. If there are keywords that you want to make sure you add in the video, you want to make note of those in your planning document as well. And you should end up with a paper, maybe the front and the back of your plan for your video before you start recording it. And this goes for any kind of video that you make. So whether it's a video of you playing a game, a video of you showing people how to make slime, or a video of you showing the latest dance challenge, you want to make sure that you just document a little bit about what the video is going to show to the audience. Excuse me. So after you've done all that, then we usually have everybody practice the video a couple of times. This is especially important for any of you that are familiar with TikTok. TikTok has dance challenges. You're going to have to practice those probably at least a few times. And you may even have to record it a few times before you get it right. So it's a good idea to practice the video a few times. And this is even true if you're making a video where you're playing a video game. So if you're playing Minecraft or Roblox or something like that, then a lot of times you're going to want to practice playing the game before you actually record it. And then again, you might record it a couple of times with some bloopers in it that you can cut later on if you need to. But it's a lot easier to plan ahead and to practice than it is to edit the video after the fact. So we really do stress planning the video and practicing the video before you actually record anything. So once you're ready to record, then you're going to open up your game or set up your stage. So if for example, you're doing a video of an unboxing, so you would get the equipment out, you would get your box, like let's say I was unboxing these pens, you would get that out, you make sure it's set out for you and ready to go. You would have your camera set up. You would have all of your additional lighting. So like right now, you can't see it, but I've got a ring light, shining light down on me. So it's a little bit better lighting than if I just had my basement office light. You would have your camera set up on a tripod if you're using a camera, or you could use your smartphone on a stand. So whatever you're going to do, you're going to set it all up and make sure that everything is ready to go. Now, when I'm using a computer to record my video, so if I'm recording gameplay, which is what I'm going to demonstrate in just a minute, my setup is I usually have the game open on my computer. I have the software open, which I'll tell you what the software is in just a minute. I have my gaming headset on. This has a built-in microphone, if you can see that. It's got a built-in microphone, which is reasonably good. And I can hear myself and I can hear the game on my headphones. So it makes it a little easier for me to know what's going on. It's also great because it keeps the distractions out. So if my dogs are barking or the cat's meowing or my kids upstairs yelling, I'm not going to hear all that with my headset on. We do use headsets when we do YouTube stars at the office for gameplay, because a lot of times there are other kids in the room trying to record their videos at the same time. So you're not going to get as much overlap of the audio when you have the headset on. All right. So I said I would mention which software we use. The software that we use to record games on the computers is something called OBS. It stands for Open Broadcaster Software. It's free software. You can download it from obsproject.com. Again, that's O, the letter B as in broadcaster, software, obs.com. I'm sorry, obsproject.com. It's free software. You can download it and install it on Windows, Mac, and even a Linux computer if you have a Linux computer. So we do recommend it. As far as the software that you would use for video editing, what I'm going to demonstrate tonight is going to be using iMovie, which is software that comes for free with a Mac computer. It's also available on iOS devices. So it's available on iPads, iPhones, and stuff like that. If you are using a Windows computer, there is Windows video editing software. We use something called OpenShot. It's from openshot.org. It's free, just like OBS. So we recommend using that. If you're editing software on an Android tablet or phone, we use something called KineMaster. It's KineMaster, KineMaster. There is a free version of it. There's also a paid version, but you can get pretty far with the free version. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. Give me 1 second here. There we go. All right, so you can see my screen, and I am going to open up OBS. This is the software that we use to record. Oops, 1 second. Let me move sorry, I had to move the Zoom bar. So let me open OBS again. All right, so this is the software that I use to record my screen with. And when you open up OBS, there are some settings that you'll have to mess around with to get it to work properly on your computer. I'm not going to go into all of those settings in detail right now because I'm on a Mac and I'm on an older Mac, so my settings may be a little bit different from yours. But I would just open up OBS and go into the settings. And what I usually make sure of is that my output, I just double check a few things here. So I'm going to go to recording because that's what I'm going to be doing. And the big thing that I like to do is make sure that the recording format is set to MP4 because iMovie is going to require me to import an MP4 or an MOV file, but I usually use MP4. And that's really the only setting that I need to do right now in the settings. So I'll just click OK. The next thing I need to do is set up a source. So I already have Minecraft open. You can see this is Minecraft. It's already open. I usually open it before I open up OBS. And I'm going to click on this plus button here for sources. And I'm going to use window capture. If you're on a Windows computer, you might be able to use another capture called game capture. That's going to allow you to capture Minecraft as well. But I usually prefer Windows capture. So I'm going to click on Windows capture, or sorry, window capture, not Windows. And I'm going to click on, I'm going to select create new, click OK. And then I have to specify which window I'm going to capture. So from this drop down, I'm going to select Java Minecraft. And you can see that fills up the window. And I'm going to click OK. And then I've got to resize this window in OBS so it fits the whole window. So next thing I need to do, I need to be able to capture the audio, because if I was to start recording right now, it would just capture the video, and that's okay. If for example, I wanted to do a voiceover afterwards, then I could just record the video and add voiceover when I'm doing my video editing. But for right now, I want to actually record my voiceover while I'm doing the video recording. So I'm going to click on this plus button here, and I'm going to choose audio input capture. And I'm going to click OK. And I'm going to use my USB audio device, which is my headset, and click OK. All right. So now it should be recording the audio input capture, and hopefully you can still hear me. So it's going to record the audio and the video at the same time. All right. So now that I've got everything set up, I need to make sure I can still get back into Minecraft. It's still there. You can't really see, but it is still there. And I'm going to click on Start Recording. Now, it doesn't look any different. In fact, it's not any different. Just notice that Stop Recording is pressed in, as you can see. And then I'm going to go into Minecraft, and I'm going to start doing my recording. So this is me getting my recording voice on. All right. So I'm in Minecraft, and I'm going to create a single player world. So I click on single player, and I'm going to create a new world. So I'm going to move my mouse down here to create new world. Click create new world. And I want this new world to be a creative world. And so I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to call it my demo world, and click on create new world. Now it can take a minute for the world to generate. It can actually take a few minutes for it to generate. So what I'll do in post-production when I'm ready to edit this video, and I'll show you how to do this in just a few minutes, I will actually speed this part up. So you can see I'm only at 1%, 4%. It's gonna build kind of slowly. And you don't want your users to have to wait and watch while it goes up to 100%. So you can actually fast forward through this part when we actually edit the video, which I think is a really, really nice technique that we can use. All right, so we're almost there. Let's see, it's getting close. All right, we're at 100%. And then it still takes a minute to actually load. Okay, now I'm joining the world. All right, so as I mentioned before, the purpose of this video is to show how to use the keyboard shortcuts in Minecraft. So right now I'm looking around Minecraft. I'm using my mouse to look around in Minecraft. Now, if I want to move forward, I'm going to press the W key on my keyboard. So that's the forward. If I want to move backwards, I press S, as in Sam. If I want to move to the left, I press A. If I want to move to the right, I press D. So WASD, that's how you move around in Minecraft. Now, because I'm in a creative world, I can jump. That's just pressing the space bar one time. Just tapping on the space bar. If I want to fly, I double tap on the space bar, and then I hold down the space bar to fly up. And then if I want to go down, I press on the shift key to go down. So I can move around that way. Now, if I want to open up my inventory, if I want to actually get into the blocks that I want to place in Minecraft, you're going to press the E key on the keyboard. E as in Edward. And then you can find your block. So for example, I'm going to drag this grass block here. Now, when I'm ready to close my inventory, I press my escape key on my keyboard. It's that key in the top left corner. When I want to place a block, I have on my mouse, I have two buttons. I've got a left button and a right button. So I would press the right button, the right mouse button to place it. If you're on a Mac, and I'm actually on a Mac, but I have a two button mouse. But if you're on a Mac and you don't have a 2-button mouse, you'd hold your control key down and then click to place your block. And then you'll just press the left mouse button. Or if you're on a Mac and you only have one mouse button, you just press the one mouse button to break the block. There's a bunch more shortcut keys. So there's one F5. And this is if you're using all the default shortcut keys. F5 is going to take me so that it's going to give me a different view, a different perspective. Now, if you want to change your shortcut keys, you would press Escape on the keyboard, go to Options, and then go to Control. And you can go through and change any of the shortcut keys that you would like to change. So for example, if you want to use the arrow keys instead of A, D, S, W for moving around, you could use that. So I would click on the letter A, and then I would press my left arrow to do that. If you decide you don't want to do that anymore, you don't actually want to do that, you would click on Reset, and it'll go back to the default. And then you click on Done, click Done again, and then back to game. So that's my quick tutorial on using the keyboard shortcuts in Minecraft. All right, so now I'm going to go back into OBS. Now I'm out of my recording mode. I'm going to go back to OBS, and I need to click on Stop Recording. All right, so it's going to take a second. It's got to stop recording. And now I need to go into my computer. Give me 1 second here. I've got to get... Let me go on to my iMovie, and I'm going to create a new video, create a new movie in iMovie. And I'm going to import media. And I need to go into my movies. I believe this is the one that I just recorded. Today's the 22nd. Yep. It saves it to my movies directory on my Mac. So you can see I've got a movie from tonight, 7:02. So I'm going to click on Import Selected. And then I'm just going to drag this video onto the play area. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so I can see it. All right. So remember I said I would show you how to make this part right here speed up. So we do that by going to the starting point. I'm going to right click or control click and choose split clip. And then I go to the end of that part that I want to speed up, which is right here. I'm going to split the clip again. And then I take this section here. Oops, I don't want to do that. Let's see. I'm going to go to the speed editor. And you can see right now there's a little rabbit there. There's a little bar right here. I'm just making it go super fast now. So it's going to be 5 seconds long instead of the time that it was. So now if we watch this, now you can hear, you hear that? It sounds like a mouse is saying it. So the other thing that I'll do is I will detach the audio from that section and then delete it. So I'm just pressing my delete key to detach it. So now when you watch that part, you don't hear any audio. I could put some like fast music or something like that in there. All right. So the other things that you can do with iMovie or whichever movie editor that you're using, you can add things like the title, you can add credits, you can add music to it, you can add audio. iMovie has some really cool features in it. I don't have time to go into it too in depth, but there's a lot of functionality that you can use in iMovie to make some pretty cool videos with it. Once you're done, you would then export it. So in iMovie, it's the share icon right here in the top right corner. I have mine set up so I can share directly to YouTube. You can save it to a file and then upload it yourself, but mine's already set up to share directly to YouTube. So that's really fast demonstration of what we do in YouTube Stars. This usually takes about 3 nights for us to actually go through the process. So the first night, and this is 1 hour sessions. The first night we usually do all of the planning and the rehearsing of the video. The second night we do the recording. Sometimes we have to record a couple of times. And then the third night we do the editing. One thing I want you to keep in mind is that when you're recording these videos, you want to make sure that they're interesting. You want to make sure that there's a reason for it and it's not just you playing Minecraft and not talking. That's really important. One of the biggest issues that we run into is sometimes kids don't want to talk while they're playing Minecraft or while they're doing their video, but that's part of why people are watching it on YouTube, is to get the play-by-play that they're trying to get from the video. The other thing that we want you to remember is that the videos don't need to be very long. They should only be a few minutes long. People aren't going to watch 45, 50-minute. Well, kids might watch it, but a lot of people aren't going to watch super long videos, especially if there's not really any talking or interaction going on. One of the things that we like to do in the class is have kids watch the YouTube video before they'll upload it. If they refuse to watch the video because it's boring, then we're not going to upload it. So if you're doing this at home, make sure that you watch that video and make sure it's interesting before you upload it. You may end up recording 10, 20 videos that you may decide afterwards they're not really worth uploading. But then you might record one and it's awesome, it's great, and you want to upload it. So just make sure that you're uploading good content. All right, so I think that's it for me for tonight. So Janet, I am going to stop sharing my screen if I can get to the screen, and I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Well, thank you so much, Chrissy. That was really, really great. I think those tips about making sure that you're uploading good content is good to remember for everyone. And about using OBS, it's such an amazing tool, and we use it here at Chesapeake Family Life sometimes. And it's a really useful skill to have. So. Thank you for sharing that. Really great for kids to learn. And then since you offer adult classes too, I encourage all the parents out there who are watching along with their kids right now, definitely check out Pongos, because there's some great stuff. So thank you so much, Chrissy.